recording. One pick wonders. Are we having a guest picker tonight or no?
Nah, she's playing video games.
She's got priorities, man.
Damn straight.
You gotta have your priorities straight. Damn right. One pick wonders. This is the best 4 picks for this NFL week. What is it? 8? 9?
9.
Week 9 NFL coming off of 5-0 from last week with your one pick wonders at one pick wonders on Twitter. The video will be posted up on YouTube after the show. So good week last week. We're looking to have another strong week this week. Myself, the producer on your bottom right. The champion thus far on the top left. Danny D, the 5 head of knowledge. What's your record thus far?
7-0-1.
My brother says that you're cheated, so you're really 7-1. That wasn't a push.
Yeah, the coverage.
I got my money back. It's a push.
Yeah, the spread changed.
That's according to the FanDuel. They said you it was 3, so I got my money back. You guys are just bitter because you have a record of like 4-12 or something combined.
Combined, they don't have as many wins as you.
He's
Yeah,
buying points. He's buying points. He's teasing. He's buying points. Don't believe him. Don't believe him. He's teasing it. I'm telling you right now. He's teasing it. He's buying points.
That's right.
That's right.
All my people out in Vegas.
How many points do you want to buy? 1. On the top, we have Ryan, the Office. What's your record?
What am I? 6-1-1.
On the bottom left, we have Honey Buru, the sports betting guru. What's your record?
3-5.
Myself, the producer, my record is 2 and something, right?
2-6.
2 and 6. Coming back.
Yeah, right. You didn't want to say it. You just didn't want to say it.
Coming back with the Cowgirls last week. Dak is back, baby.
Nah, they played the Bears. The Bears suck. I'm sorry. The Bears
Yeah, they do suck.
They're terrible.
Fire sale.
Yeah.
Except for Claypool. Didn't get that one.
Yeah, why did they trade for it? That was the weirdest trade the whole day.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was just a block, maybe to block the Packers, because the Packers were looking at them. Bears.
What happened with the Bears?
They traded for Chase Claypool after they already traded away Robert Quinn to the Eagles, Roquan Smith to the Ravens. Who else? Did they trade anybody else away?
No.
I don't think so.
No. I'm shocked they didn't trade Montgomery, quite honestly. I thought, Khalil Herbert has shown that he can play, and
Yeah.
Montgomery.
Me and Dan called.
I would have thought that they would have got some. Maybe they couldn't get anything for him. So
Yeah, me and Dan called David Montgomery the plotter. He's got no explosion, man.
no, and Herbert's actually been honestly playing a little bit better than.
Yeah, he's better. He's
Yeah.
better than Montgomery.
I mean, I just think he has better rapport with Fields than Montgomery does. At least that's what it seems like.
He's a better runner. He has more explosion.
Do we think that the Bears are going to be in the playoffs?
Dunno.
I don't know. It's a heart attack.
That's my 16th of the day.
What about the what was it, Brian? The battle between Ditka and God.
Yeah, Ditka and God in a game of golf. Who wins? Are we talking mini Ditka? Or are we talking regular size Ditka? That was one of the best skits, man. That was. I think that was one of the best Saturday Night Live skits ever of all time. And they did the one when they interviewed Michael Jordan. They had him on a skit, and it was funny. They're like, Michael, did you ever think about just playing the Lakers, all 5 of them, by yourself at the same time? They did some great stuff. That was a good skit. Those guys.
I'll tell you, if you want to see a good skit, it was the Mike Ditka Typa Christmas special. And it was him at Christmas with his family. And he's like, I don't know if this family is capable of having a good Christmas. You know, and this is Christmas morning. And he gives his son a gift, and it's obviously a football with just like gift wrapped around it. And slams it into his stomach, you know. He's like, I don't know if this family's capable of having a good Christmas. It was the Mike Ditka type of Christmas special.
I didn't see that skit. I didn't see that.
I don't know if it's on YouTube. I have to look that up and see if you can pull that down. That's a good one. So we have this week's pick, myself leading off, being in last place with, I have a prop for this pick. This is your...
oh, yeah, here we go.
The obligatory prop.
Fire the cannons! Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is a revenge pick, obviously, going against the Rams at home. And I need my glasses to read my notes that I took about the pick. So I'm going negative early. I'm not even going to talk about the Bucs initially. The Rams are 25th in pass block win rate, 30th in run block win rate. So they aren't creating nearly enough movement up front to sustain long drives. They're missing ODB. So they're going to lose. So what you have here with your hometown Buccaneers, you have all we need to happen is 4 things. Brady, he's put the divorce shit behind him. He's got sailing in clear seas, calm seas, and you have Evans, Jones, Fournette. Those three players show up, and then what happens is Tom Brady takes over as head coach because Bowles is terrible.
Smiles too much.
Yeah, it's terrible. This is the Jets, revisited from how many years ago that was. But, so Brady takes over as head coach. He just audibles everything. And he's looking at Jones, Evans, Fournette, boom, boom, boom. Just move the ball down the field. You got the hometown crowd that's going to be into it. Good weather. It's a salt life, baby. It's a salt life.
Oh, my God.
You're damn right. You watch and see. We're going to cover 3. We're going to cover 7. We're going to cover 10. I don't care what your spread is. The Bucs, this is a revenge game for the Bucs. Brady is back. He's gone through all the bullshit in the press. Now watch. You know what Tom said? He said, I've never quit anything in my life, which is true. He says, you think I'm going to retire mid-season? Not going to happen. So, go Bucs.
Wasn't that an Al Bundy story from the show where he beats up the coach and takes over or something? That's a high school kid.
See, you should have prepped me for that. I could have had Al Bundy sound effects teed up.
Oh, you got Married with Children sound effects?
I bet I did.
Oh yeah, you got to. Let me hear one. I want to hear Married with Children.
Keep talking with the next pick. I'll find some.
All right. My pick for week 9 is Green Bay -3.5. They're playing at Detroit. I have some notes here. Wrote some stuff down. The Lions just traded Hutchinson. They fired their defensive backs coach. The team is in turmoil. Me and Dan were talking about it earlier. Dan Campbell's on the hot seat. Dan wanted me to bring up the old lady. So, the old lady's probably been putting pressure on Dan Campbell to get the job done or he's out. Dan wanted me to say that the old lady's going to hit Dan Campbell with a stick or something, right, Dan?
Her purse. She's come out
Her purse. Yeah.
She's pissed off.
Like Ruth Buzzy back on a laughing back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Just 55 years ago.
Exactly.
Just some injury stuff. So Dan Campbell said DeAndre Swift is going to play, but he's going to be on a pitch count. They're going to see how he feels. He's actually has multiple injuries. He's their best player, and he's going to be in, maybe 30-40% of the game. So he's going to play, but if on a pitch count, anyway, also I have that the Lions are the worst in total yards and the worst in points per game. That's pretty bad. You really don't need to say much more than that is a bad defense when you're last in both total yards given up and points. Dan was saying that the Packers don't have a good offense, but this might be a cure-all for a bad offense to play the worst defense in the NFL. They might get on track this week. Lazard's coming back from a shoulder injury, and he's Aaron Rodgers' favorite target.
He's not his favorite target. His favorite target plays for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's not going well.
Good point. But Lazard on the team right now is his favorite target. He's coming back this week. The only guy other than DeAndre Swift, the only other player that the Lions have is St. Brown and 20 or whatever. I can't say his first name. His last name is St. Brown. Jair Alexander is the best, or at least one of the best cover corners in the game. And every week the game plan of the Packers is just to put Jair Alexander on the best player on the other team. So they're going to have Jair Alexander follow around St. Brown. So I think he's going to take St. Brown out of the game. And once you take him out, they don't have anybody else. Josh Reynolds isn't going to play. They have Khalif Raymond, and they have some backup scrubby tight end. I think his name is Wright. So they really have no weapons. They're not going to be able to move the ball, and the defense is terrible. I know the Packers are bad, but I just think this is one of those cases where the Lions are just way worse. The Packers are bad, but the Lions are way worse than the Packers. So I'm going to go -3.5. I think they cover. I think they can win by 7, 24-17. So go Pack, go. That's what I say for Week 9. Go Pack, go.
I
go
forgot
Cheeseheads.
The Lions traded away Hawkinson. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
I call the Lions old reliable, because they're always a bad team.
They are.
Last week,
bad.
I'm checking the score during my softball game, and I'm like, oh, great. I'm going to lose because the Dolphins were losing by, 10 or 17?
Yeah.
And then they ended up coming back and covered. They ended up winning by I think it was only like 4 or 5. So.
Yeah, 4 points, yeah.
Whenever you're planning this fall, cater it with Wawa and use.
Wait, there's a quote coming up.
Get 10% off your
He's trying to find Mary
I had to
Children's
run
book.
the ad for a second.
Oh, gee, Al, where have you been?
No, I'm just walking around, and I stopped. My underwear was killing me. Even in a mild wind, you can freeze a cheek in these babies.
What happened, honey?
Well, this beautiful, very beautiful girl came in the store and asked me to fly away to the Greek islands with her.
Well, did you go, Daddy?
Yes, Pumpkin, I went. I'm sorry. Anyway, all she wanted was a love toy.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Oh, please. The only feeling that you know is Buck's fur against your cheek on a warm summer night.
It was every man's fantasy to be kept by a woman whose skirt is as short as the lifespan of the man that she chooses. But I said no.
Why?
Well, because I realized that everything I'd been doing up to now, the bathing, the brushing, the changing of the socks, the being nice to people, trying to succeed, it's all for nothing. All those things are designed to attract. Why should I be attractive? I'm married with children.
Yeah, I had to struggle to pull up some Al Bundy.
Yeah, how come, as a producer, isn't your job to filter the ads out? You're doing a bad job there, producer.
Well, at least it wasn't the whole pirate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, Ryan missed that. That was one of the funniest.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Yes, that went on for hours and hours.
Scott was trying to find a pirate porno. During the show, he's trying to find a
for I guess what Tampa's in the Super Bowl or something. I don't remember, but it was some sound effect for that.
All right, we do have one more inspirational quote from Al
So
Bundy.
you think I'm a loser? Just because I have a stinking job that I hate? A family that doesn't respect me? A whole city that curses the day I was born? Well, that may mean loser to you, but let me tell you something. Every morning when I wake up, I know it's not going to get any better until I go back to sleep again. So I get up, have my watered down Tang and still frozen Pop-Tart, get in my car with no upholstery, no gas, and 6 more payments to fight traffic just for the privilege of putting cheap shoes on the cloven hooves of people like you. I'll never play football like I thought I would. I'll never know the touch of a beautiful woman. And I'll never again know the joy of driving without a bag on my head. But I'm not a loser. Because despite it all, me and every other guy who will never be what he wanted to be are still out there being what we don't want to be 40 hours a week for life. And the fact that you haven't put a gun in my mouth, you pudding of a woman, makes me a winner.
Yeah, we did find some Al Bundy, but I didn't.
Yeah.
My soundboard, I didn't really have any Al Bundy on there for
it's probably my second favorite show of all. I would say The Office is probably my favorite show of all time. Then Married with Children.
No, the best one was when his daughter was performing in the class play, and she says, Dad, is everyone gonna come watch my performance? And he says, and he puts his arm around the son, and he says, honey, if a Bundy is gonna embarrass herself in front of the whole world, we're all gonna be there.
Yeah, but he also, in that episode, he came up dressed as a wolf or something because he had some kind of weird sale at his work at that shoe store.
Oh, God.
And he caused a fire. They all escaped to the escape pad. Larry Storch was in there, too, I think, one of those episodes.
Well, and someone called a favor to get Frank Sinatra to sing the opening to that sitcom.
I wonder what the favor was.
Nobody knows what it was, but Frank Sinatra didn't do shit like that.
Yeah.
And
well,
he
someone
did the intro to that, and someone called a favor, and he had to sing the intro to that sitcom.
Yeah, it's one of the most famous intros in all of probably sitcoms, like The Jeffersons, Moving On Up. It's probably a top 10.
Well, that and The Bunkers,
Yeah, All in the Family.
All in the Family.
Yeah.
Jefferson. Facts of Life.
Facts of Life.
No, the song, the show stinks, but the song's funny.
The other one.
Well, I would put Cheers.
Life Goes On.
You
Your
know,
favorite
I would put Cheers ahead of that. You know.
Yeah, Cheers is good.
You got to remember, Greatest American Hero. That song actually was number 1 on the charts when it debuted. And then Friends, when Friends debuted, their theme song went to number 1. So they actually went on the pop charts. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I still like the Jeffersons though. We're moving on up.
Oh yeah, I think that's the
to
best one.
Top.
Well, it's just kind of neat that Lenny Kravitz's mom was in that show. You know?
Was she?
Yeah, she was. Who's the tall white guy?
She was the maid, right?
No, she was married to the tall white guy. I can't think of what his name was.
She was the wife of the.
Oh yeah, the goofy white guy. The goofy white guy. Yeah.
She was the wife of the white guy.
Oh yeah. No shit. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, not the butler, but the neighbor.
Yeah, the neighbor across the hall.
I didn't know that, Lenny. Wow, that's pretty cool. I like Lenny Kravitz too.
He's awesome.
I like his music.
So we have the Bucks, the backs. The Bucks covering 3, the Packs covering 3.5, and our next pick will come from Ryan the Office.
All right, so we're going to circle the wagons here and jump on the love train again. It's been a while, so you want to get that intro music going here?
Yeah, we need the music.
Let everybody know what the pick is.
Yes, we do have the intro music actually for this.
There we go.
Hey!
All right, so if you don't know, this year we've picked, I think, this team. This will be either the 5th or 6th time they've been picked this year. But we're the Buffalo Bills. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills minus 11.
I think the only time they didn't win was when my brother picked them. The week that my brother picked the
when
Bills.
they lost to the Jets or the Dolphins.
Yeah.
So we're going Bills minus 11.5 at the New York Jets. It's a division game. They're both in the AFC East, which is always when you got to throw it out the window normally when you play a division foe. But the Jets they're 5-3, but they're not a good 5-3. They were running the ball decent, and then Breece Hall got hurt. They traded for James Robinson, but I mean, this is week 2. I don't know how much more he'll know more of the book, and I don't know if it's going to make that much of a difference. Michael Carter should have just been the guy. That was a dumb trade, but that's the Jets, so what do you expect? The Bills are the number 1 rated offense in the NFL. Overall, they're first in passing. They're 14th in rushing. They made a trade for Nyheim Hines, but again, they're a pass-first team. The Jets are 10th in pass defense, but I don't care. Josh Allen will find a way to get the ball. He's got numerous receivers. Maggie talks about how they should sign Odell Beckham. I don't think they need him. They've got Stephon Diggs, who's a bona fide number 1. They've got Isaiah McKenzie. They've got Gabriel Davis, and they've got Dawson Knox. That's all they really need to get things done. And then mix in the play with Devin Singletary, and then once Hines is up to speed, and then they still have what's the kid's name?
Cook.
But he hasn't played much. At that much, Singletary's getting more of the carries and stuff. So, and then you go to the Jets. The Jets. I mean, it's the Jets. I mean, it's funny because like in a purely Jets move, they put Joe Flacco is now the 3rd string and quarterback and inactive in favor of Mike White. I think is now the backup. Flacco, they say he didn't do that well, but he in the first 3 games of the season he started, he had 900 passing yards in the first 3 games. He had more touchdowns than interceptions, so he managed the game well. So I don't get that at all. But I guess they just want to go younger instead of a Super Bowl winning quarterback, even though really the defense won that one for him. But So and the Jets offense is it's 19th in the NFL but it's actually we're going to be worse now without Breece Hall. So
yeah, I was going to say, Breece Hall might be one of the biggest losses of any team. Like when a team loses a player so far, he might be one of the worst losses.
Yeah, he had 463 yards rushing on 80 attempts, so he was averaging over 5 yards a carry.
Yeah, and I saw somewhere before he got hurt, he was in the 4th or 5th in the NFL in plus 20 rushes for running back.
Yeah, kid's going to be phenomenal. Hopefully he comes back nice and healthy next year, and the Jets scored at a 22 clip and the Bills at a 29. I don't expect this to be like a Bills-Steelers game where they shellac them by 35, but I'm looking at probably a 2-touchdown victory from the Bills. Weather's going to be supposed to be warm. It's a 1:00 game. Weather's supposed to be warm, and there's a chance of rain, but it doesn't really matter. It's Buffalo. They're going to do whatever they need to do to win the game. I think they'll get the job done, and I don't think it'll be. I mean, they beat the Chiefs 24-20. That was their big thing this year. They got over that hump, getting revenge against them. The Dolphins game stung a little bit, but everyone, again, it was a conference game, or a division foe, so that kind of stuff happens. I don't expect that with the Jets this week though. So bet Dan's money, bet Scott's money, and Brian's money on this game.
Yeah,
I think Ryan's had a lot of games this year where he's bet on the big spread. I have a good shirt that, Ryan, you should buy. You should, from now on, when you come on the show, you should have a shirt that says, "I don't fear the backdoor cover."
It's a good one.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You probably, 3 or 4 of your picks have been more than 7-point spreads, right?
Yeah, this will be this will be my third one of over 10?
Yeah, so I think it'd be a cool shirt to wear to the show. I don't fear backdoor spread. Backdoor cover. That's a cool shirt.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
Yo, hey, Rye, we could sell Rye.
Yeah.
For the how you're supposed to, you sell stuff for the show.
I was just writing it down.
Yo, you know how you sell stuff for the show, right?
Yeah.
Well, we could sell the Bob shirts and then the I don't fear the backdoor cover shirts.
Yeah. No, that'd be a good one.
And then Scott, we could sell the shirt of him in Halloween when he looked like Doc Brown.
What are we calling the cover for the Bills? 11.5?
I haven't bet it yet, but it's going to be 11.5, I believe. Let me just check.
11.5.
Yeah, we got it late. Ladies and gentlemen, we had to wait for our order to come through. So, and keep in mind, this is actually my third pick of the week. Of the week. I had 2 other picks that I was going to go with. Yeah, when I bet it's going to be 11.5. I couldn't commit to my other 2 picks. And we'll talk about those after Dan makes this.
Hey, Ryan, did you see my text this morning? I was asking Dan who he was going to pick, and he predicted your pick.
Did he?
He said you were going to pick the Bills.
Yeah,
this morning.
They were my third pick, but I won't tell you what my other ones were until Dan goes. Because
I was thinking about that game because I just don't trust the Jets. No Corey Davis. Elijah Moore doesn't want to be there. The running back is out. Zach Wilson was terrible last week.
Yeah. I think everything's trending in the right direction for the Bills to come out and just beat them.
The Jets head coach has been practicing his locker room speech.
I like him. I think he's a good coach, but maybe he's turned around the defense. The defense is doing all right, but again, it's the Bills. They have too many offensive weapons. You can't. You double team Diggs and you leave McKenzie or Davis open or even Knox open for something underneath. So they're going to move the ball. They should move the ball. If they don't,
and if you, if you really, a lot of people probably didn't stay up to watch the game. Only reason I did was because I had fantasy players, so I stayed up to watch the game. But the Bills probably would have covered against the Packers last week, but they started to run the ball and they took their foot off the gas last week. So a lot of people were pissed they didn't cover 10.5. But they could have easily put another touchdown on. They took their foot off the gas.
Yeah.
I got a good sound effect from the earliest shows, Scott. Remember we used to do the toilet flush? I haven't heard the toilet flush. Remember you used to do the toilet flush?
Probably for your pigs.
Yeah, because the toilet flush, the fucking name of the file is called Brian, actually.
I have a better record than you, so fuck you.
That was the baby sound. I'm sorry. I thought it was a toilet flush.
I'm sorry. I have a better record than you, so fuck you.
Toilet flush. Oh, hang on. Here you go.
Yeah, that was a go-to our first year. So the crickets, the toilet flush, they were classics.
Dan, what was your pick again?
I didn't give it yet.
Get the horns ready.
All right, folks, the show's over. That's Dan's pick.
That's it.
Yeah, the toilets. -7.
I want winners. I want people that want to win.
Yeah, we got all kinds of sound effects ready for Dan. Are you doing a love train thing again?
I don't think so. No, I don't think I've picked this team this year.
Brian picked him last week.
Yeah, I picked him last week.
Yeah,
I picked him earlier in season 2, I think.
they covered last week.
They did.
So we will now have the 5 head of knowledge pick for week. Is it 8 or 9?
9.
Who is still undefeated?
Yeah.
Dan, you have a longer streak than anybody on the Daily Wager show. I thought there was a chick that had a 6-game win streak, but she lost. So you actually have a more of a win streak than anybody on the Daily Wager show.
Well, those people are idiots, as you've used their picks in the past, and they're bad. I have my theory about those people anyway. They just promote certain games because that's what's going to, that's what the games that should be promoted that week, instead of just giving people logical picks. But anyway, this week I am taking the Minnesota Vikings over one of Scott's old home teams, the Washington Commodes, -3. 6-1. They played really well lately. They finally have an offensive coach instead of Mike Zimmer, who just didn't know what the hell he was doing, and him and Kirk Cousins appeared to hate each other. It was a bad combination, and it didn't work. Darius Smith, I think, is leading the league in sacks. It's tied with 8.5. Washington's Washington. They're 4-4 like they always are. They'll finish 8-9 like they always do, or whatever, 7-10. Chase Young's not playing this week. They're still starting Tyler Heineke, Brian's favorite quarterback. But they played better with him than they did with Wentz because Wentz is just awful. But still, I don't trust them. I don't think their defense is great. Minnesota has been great in the red zone this season. I believe I read they've scored 11 of 12 times in the red zone. They scored a touchdown. I think the only time they didn't was against the Eagles, actually. Kirk Cousins threw an interception. The Washington traded away William Jackson, one of their better corners, and attracted some young guys. So good luck for them covering Justin Jefferson and Hawkinson and Thielen and the rest of the gang there. Dalvin Cook. I just think they have too many weapons that Washington can't cover. Washington's offense is okay. They have some decent receivers, but otherwise I think they've got nothing from tight end and nothing from the running game. Their offensive line isn't very good. Brian doesn't want the game to count, but the Eagles had 9 sacks against them that day because their offensive line is bad, and Minnesota has a better pass rush. Now, Brian hates the Minnesota defensive coordinator because he doesn't blitz. He plays the same Tampa 2 cover 2 defense all the time, and they play zone a lot. But they do have guys up front who can get pressure. Hunter and Smith have done a nice job putting pressure on the quarterback this year. I'm going with the Vikings. I don't care. It's a road game. No, Washington doesn't have any fans. I expect there will be a lot of Vikings fans, despite being quite a distance, just because I'm sure there are plenty of tickets available. I'm not, and I'm sure there'll be a party in the parking lot, seeing that Snyder announced he's going to sell the team. or exploring to sell the team. So as soon as they get rid of him and they change the name to something better, they'll be better off someday. So, I'm putting my perfect record on the line here on the Vikings. And as a side note, Brian was molested by a construction worker yesterday. And then
I knew you would say that. I just fucking tell that story.
He yelled at an old lady in Dunkin' Donuts and told her to go fuck herself or something.
You know what's funny? I told Dan, I said, Dan misses the triad, you and Brenton, because he would have ran and told you guys the story as soon as I told him, but he doesn't have the triad anymore.
No.
Yeah, I was trying to cross the street, and some construction worker got in my way, and I pushed him out. I was like, "Get the fuck out of my way!" He was trying to stop me. I was crossing. There was a red light, but the car hadn't started. I was gonna make the fucking light, and this fucking construction worker tried to stop me, and I pushed him. I was like, "Get the fuck out of my." So yeah, I told Dan the story. So Dan told everyone that I was molested by a construction worker.
Yeah, and then he yelled at some poor old lady who was trying to help him.
Well, no, the lady in the Dunkin' Donuts said that I should watch when I'm across the street or whatever.
You should.
We have
In a lot of business, you should be doing that.
We have audio from that incident, actually. You know that I know that you've been looking at me. Now bend over and let me fuck you up the ass. That was Brian.
Yeah, all right.
That was audio from Brian, actually.
Did he say that to the old lady or the construction worker?
The construction worker.
Well, this is like when I didn't show up for the shows because I was at the bar. My brother and Dan used to say that I was getting fucked by a homeless woman or something.
Yeah, underneath the bench in the park.
Yeah, something like that.
The truth is stranger than fiction, but I did have a sound effect for Dan's pick. We have to play.
No, it was a good pick. I think it's a good pick. That was my second pick. Again, I went with the Bills over my third pick. I just couldn't pull the trigger on two picks. The Vikings pick, I thought it was a good pick. I almost went with the Chargers. They've got too many guys injured right now, and they're I forget who are they playing. They're playing the Falcons. It's a 3. It's a West Coast team going over the East Coast, and I don't know. I'd like to. What's that?
Everybody's out for them.
I know, but it's the
Williams, Allen.
It's the Falcons. It's the Falcons. I don't know, but again, that's why I didn't pick them because I didn't. I'm gonna parlay all 3 of my picks because, I'm just gonna go for it. Last week I parlayed all five picks, and we found out that's win number 2 on the parlay for the season. I bet $2. I won 52 and change, something like that. I did a parlay last night. 2 parlays. One Philly parlay screwed me because obviously the Eagles didn't cover. Because you couldn't bet the money line on that. I was going to bet the money line. Would have been 59 cents. I would have won off a $5 bet. So I bet the line minus 14, which they didn't cover, and I bet the Phillies plus 1.5. They covered obviously, but I lost. But I did Jalen Hurts plus 240 and AJ Brown 50 yards receiving. I bet $2 and I won 14. So
yeah, he had 57.
Yeah.
Hey, so I want to say one before the show ends here. I want to shout out to One Pick Wonders, the show itself. We're competing against each other, so we don't all realize this. But as a show, we're 18 and 12 on the year, which I did the math is 67%. Now, if you were to bet $100 on all of our picks over the year, not parlay them, but just individually, you would be up $600.
Nice.
Brian doing some impressive math.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Easy, afraid of math.
No, I mean, obviously, Ryan and Dan are carrying the ship here. But we're all the same show. So I'm just saying
it is what it is.
If you did all of our picks, you'd be up $600, $100 a game.
We are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
And my brother, I remember when I first started doing the show with my brother, he said that if you can stay around 65%, then you can make. He was telling me, he did the math one time. He was saying you can make a living if you can stay around 65%, but your bets would have to be like $1,000 per game. But my brother, like said, you could make enough living to have a nice house, and if you can stay at 65%.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 50% overall. I'm in a league where I pick every game with odds every week, but I don't put much thought into the picks when I do it. I do it real quick, so I don't overthink it. And I'm at 50% right now, just on that. Just again, it's doing every game every single week, and with the line, and they start out what they're at. As soon as the first person picks, no line shifts at all because that doesn't fluctuate with the injury reports and stuff. So it's actually a little bit more difficult, you know.
Yeah, that probably helps you with our show, though.
It does a little bit, but yeah. But right now I'm at 50%. Like there's been weeks where I've been like I've had 11 wins, you know, and then there's other weeks where I've had 5 wins. So, and you got to remember too, this is tough. Right now we're in this is a heavy bye week. I forget how many teams are on a bye. Is it 8 teams on a bye this week?
I think 6 are.
6?
I think it's 6. Yeah.
There's a lot. It was just the list was big. So
yeah, me and Dan were saying. I was talking to Dan. It wasn't a lot of low hanging fruit. There wasn't a lot of easy games to choose from.
None.
Yeah, a lot of equal teams facing each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough week, but I think we got some good picks. I'm gonna bet money on our parlay again. I think we're going to pull off a 4 for 4 this week. I do like those picks. So
what was the Buck spread?
3.
3. Okay.
It's 3. They can't be this bad. I mean, Tom Brady can't get divorced and play on this shitty of a team. So, I mean, they got to come out and win. You know what I mean? The Rams are not the Rams. They're almost like having a Super Bowl hangover kind of deal.
Their offensive line awful.
They need that. I think they need a better number 2 receiver though too. So, you know, Allen Robinson's not the guy.
I forget what I was watching. They were talking about that. They have no one who can really take the top off the defense, and that way everyone can play in. They can play the run. You know, I think they play a single high safety, and they can't do anything.
Yeah, they're the team that really needs to sign Beckham. I mean, he knows the offense, and he'll help them out. You know, assuming he's helping.
You saw that on Thursday night with the Bengals, with Chase being out. That totally screwed the Bengals. I mean, the defense could just play in; they didn't give a shit. Yeah. You know,
I don't know if you guys
Chase can beat any coverage. You know,
I don't know if you guys saw this. McVay during the week, he threw his own team under the bus. He said that they don't have a running game. He said it on the press conference. He just admitted it out loud. He's like, we use short passes as our running game. So they don't have a running game. Like he just said it out loud. They use like the screens.
They don't have good runners.
I don't even know who's behind. Well, no, it's Henderson, and then I don't know who it is.
Akers is back.
Cam Akers is back. Yeah.
So they decided to fix that.
Yeah,
and that's stupid too. That whole thing doesn't even make sense that they made up like lovers or something. Oh yeah, we're friends. That's bullshit, man. Because Cam Akers doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, they couldn't trade him, so they made up that bullshit story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the pick, bro. I like the pick. I have to say too, I got to give my brother credit because I didn't like his pick and I made fun of him last week. So I apologize, bro. That was a good pick.
That was a big spread too.
10.
Yeah.
I mean,
I made fun of you for it, but
they won by 20.
Yeah, they killed them.
How about them Eagles last night? I didn't think they would cover the spread, but they did too.
Oh no, they didn't cover.
I bet them at 14. They were 14.
Yeah, they were at 14. They only won by 12.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they covered.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they missed a field goal at the end of the first half. I was like,
on that. I needed them to cover.
Well, you're a Bears fan anyway.
Well, yeah, but I'm a fan of money though too. Luckily, I didn't bet a lot. So.
Yeah, but how about that parlay last week? You did a 5-way parlay based on the show picks and you
Yeah.
bet $2 and you won like $50.
Yeah.
No,
You did that
those are
twice.
fun.
I did that twice.
Yeah, I've done it twice. So I've won like I'm up on the season obviously. So
Did
even with
Maggie
doing
have
the-
a pick for this week? Even though
No, she didn't do one. She's
She
too
didn't do a
busy.
pick?
She's too busy playing video games. Otherwise, I would have at least presented it for her. So she didn't look. Maybe next week
So
because she's 2-0. She's 2-0 on the season.
She's doing.
Yeah,
we
I-
welcome guest pickers. I mean, we welcome,
Yeah, I have a complaint. So,
Oh, here we go.
So Ryan and Scott and me have all had guests on the show. The only person that hasn't had a guest is Dan. I think Mama Duke should make an appearance.
Who was your guest?
Jack's my fucking nephew.
Well, you banned me from having people ever since I.
No. There was one guy banned you from. What was Steve? What the fuck?
People, or Steve Kelly.
Whatever his name was.
Yeah, one guy. Dan was going to bring on a guy who was basically just going to come on the show and trash me. So.
Do you still have? Do you still work with? I forget what his name is. The Russian kid. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Oh, Nikolai. Yeah, he's still there.
No, the one who worked with Dan.
Oh, yeah, he's with Dan. Alexis.
Yeah.
He's there.
Oh yeah. You should have him come on the show. It'd be funny.
Oh yeah. He's too busy marching up and down the street to the Soviet national anthem.
Oh yeah.
No, Dan, seriously. Hey, Scott, don't you think Dan needs to bring a guest on?
Dan, who you gonna bring on? Your mom?
Oh yeah. She
I said
didn't-
Mama Dukes, man.
Let's go, Susie.
That's right.
Bring on Susie and David.
Yeah, she's both avid football fans.
I haven't seen them in ages. Let's go. Oh, you can always have your sister come on.
That's right. She knows more
Yeah.
about football than anybody.
We'll preface it with the Wilfred Brimley pick of the week, right, Dan?
Oh God, no.
Dan, you could go outside your house and give some dude a 40-ouncer, and he'll come on the show. Brown bag of 40, and just head
You know
out
what?
on the street.
I know that guy.
You'll get someone on the show.
There's a guy who sleeps on Broad Street every day in a sleeping bag. He'd be perfect.
Yeah, bring him on, dude.
No, you know what you should do? You should interview him, and then we can add it in. Add it to the video. The drunk pick of the week.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
nuts.
that'd be funny. That
He
would
was
be
out
funny.
there a few weeks ago, like screaming the N-word at the top of his lungs.
Yo, would be funny if he comes on the show and he stays on for a while and he has a better record than my brother.
I wouldn't take much.
Hey, you
Like I
laugh
said,
now.
Maggie's 2-0.
You laugh now. Talk to me during the playoffs. You laugh now.
We win. We all do pretty good at the playoffs, so it's last year we all made some. I made some pretty good money in the playoffs last year. So
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do. The show's always done good in the playoffs. We just suck during the regular season.
Well, you and your brother suck.
yeah, it's just,
No,
you
I have
guys. Suck.
plenty of real estate left. Trust me. So,
my brother still thinks he's going to catch Dan.
He might. Well, you wait. You wait till Dan loses and you see the recap video. Well, you wait. I got the picture all set.
The irony is not lost on me and Tampa Bay. We're both coming back, baby. You watch. They're going to win the division. I'm going to win the championship belt for one pick wonders. You watch.
Yo, I think since
Don't
this is a
forget this
betting
moment.
yo,
I'm like Joe Namath pointing to the.
Put a pin in
We're
it.
going to win. You know.
Yeah.
Yo, I
the
think-
Colts.
We're like
We're
Joe
gonna beat the
Namath and
Colts.
Susie Colbert.
Yeah, we're going to beat the Colts.
I think since this is a gambling show, we should have some like expert come on and put the odds of my brother catching Dan.
I'd have to go.
Plus 1,200.
I'd have to go winless, and Ryan would have to go winless basically the rest of the season, and Scott would have to win out.
No, it'd be funny though.
That-
If we
that
got
will
some
help.
guy to come on and like actually do that. Well, if
That
you
will
want
happen.
to,
That will happen, fans. Mark my words.
We'll get Jimmy
Remember
the
this
Greek. No,
moment.
what's- Hank Greenberg. No, is he still on? Yeah.
No, he died.
He's dead.
A few months ago. He just
Damn, I like
died.
him.
He was the king of Miami.
So recapping, we have I don't know what that music was. We have the Bucks from your producer covering 3 against the hapless Rams at home for the Bucks. Fire the cannons! All right, what's your pick, bro?
We have Green Bay -3.5 away, away favorites -3.5 at Detroit.
And we got the Bills -11.5 at the Jets in New Jersey. Go Bills.
And the Vikings -3 at the Maryland Commanders.
The Maryland commies.
That's right. Where's G.I. Joe when you need him?
Hey, well, who is it? The owner said he's going to take down the entire NFL when they try to kick him out. So.
Yeah, that's why he's suing the team. I mean, he called Bank of America Security to say you have to explore some team.
He said, I have enough ammo. I'm going to take down the entire NFL. And you know what? That was where that story ended. You haven't heard anything about it since then.
No, Jerry Jones said, all right, bring it. What do you have? He called him out.
No, Goodell sent some goons. Goodell sent some goons to his house. Talk some sense into him.
Maybe it was those guys from that competing show.
Yeah.
I just find it hard to believe, with the culture of football locker rooms and, front offices that there was any sexual harassment that happened. That's just shocking to me. I can't believe it. That's a what do you call it? That's like something you wouldn't expect from that type of environment.
He has other problems. He's being investigated by the government for financial improprieties. And the other reason the owners want to get rid of him is because he can't broker a deal to get a new stadium for his team. And that's like the main thing. It's costing everyone else money, so he's going to have to be gone.
Well, FedEx Field is the worst piece of shit stadium in the NFL. I mean, it's garbage.
Yeah,
I know. I have a nominee for a potential buyer. His name is Dan Kaiserman. He's worth millions.
Millions.
I think he could buy the Commanders.
He might get $5 or $6 billion for that team.
Well, Dan, you would have to sell the Picasso painting, though. That's going to have to be part of the
painting. Would be worth billions of dollars.
The early favorites, Jeff Bezos and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And who?
Jeff Bezos, Amazon.
And who else?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. He's like every team in the last 10 years. He's been rumored to be. It's bullshit.
Yeah, it works.
Well, you have this great transportation system in D.C. called the Metro, but it ends before you get to FedEx Field. So who's
nowhere?
Whose idea was this? That you can't get to the thing on the freaking Metro. That's stupid to begin with. Brian and I were there for what was it? Heroes tailgate. Yeah. So Brian,
soldiers. Wounded Warriors, wasn't it?
Wounded Warriors tailgate. Yeah, we were there. Brian knows. Like, good luck trying to get in or out of that place.
Yeah, it's a shithole, man.
Yeah, it's a fucking shithole.
It's like Shea Stadium in the 90s.
The open horseshoe.
Yo, I was like 10 years old. My dad
took on your head. Come to Shea Stadium in the 90s.
They had the troughs like where you pee in.
Yeah,
those. Well, I'm just saying the smell in that bathroom. I was like 11. I still remember the smell.
You can handle your own apartment, but you couldn't handle the bathrooms at Shea.
That's pretty good. That's fair.
Gotcha.
That's a great comparison.
Oh, zing!
Well, zing.
That's a great comparison. All right, good luck, fellas.
All right, guys.
All right, good luck, guys.
See you guys.
Good luck.